Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome back to the test server. We've got Yumeko right here. This will not be a showcase for Yumeko. You must have seen videos already of this champion, and this is what has really caused me concerns about the future of the game with the introduction of this champion. So Yumeko is a great champion, right? She's got great skills like a Kaimar plus Warlord kind of skills, decreases the cooldowns plus increases the cooldowns of enemies. Fantastic on a 5-turn cooldown, which is not that much for the power of the skill. Of course, you need the 2 books right here. Her other skills need books as well. She's got a good A2, but you do need to apply the Hex first for the transfer of debuffs to happen. And then her A1 is a Steel of Terminator plus a healing right here on her A1. I do like this, but her passive is also something very good, which is a Perfect Veil plus immunity to all debuffs, which means she does not need to have the immunity set compared to other champions who do need the immunity set for PvP. So she already becomes very good because of that. You can max her out with accuracy sets and don't worry too much about it for PvP purposes, right? You get 700 plus whatever accuracy you can get with all perception plus speed, and then you don't have to worry about having a good immunity set. She's so good because of that, already eliminating the need for immunity set. She's so good because of the increased cooldowns, decreased cooldowns. She does 2 roles in one. Okay, it still doesn't mean that you won't need Warlord. Warlord does other stuff as well for your team, and he fully depletes the cooldowns. And Terminator, possibly there's a chance for that. It's not 100%. And the same thing with Kaimar. Kaimar has a sleep, he has a speed aura, so they both have their good uses. Doesn't mean that she completely replaces them. What I'm worried about though is Yumeko being another way of Plarium introducing the power creep. That's what it's called. So power creep, if you guys don't know already, is when champions are introduced to games. It's not just for raid, it happens to all other games out there of similar nature. It's when champions are introduced with a big kit that has many things in there compared to other champions of even the same rarity to get. Okay, and she becomes extremely overpowered compared to them. I'm not going to say that she's the most overpowered champion, the best champion in the game, but I will say that Yumeko is definitely one of the examples of power creep. The most recent power creep I would say that I can clearly have in my mind is Lydia, Torment. These are examples of power creep when a champion introduces so much with a single kit. But because Lydia is a champion that everybody can get with effort, it makes it way more subtle to me in the sense of you can get her. It takes a lot of time, but it's a goal that every player can have out there. And I've even done it on a free-to-play account in my showcase last year. But Torment is a good example of when he was introduced, he was insane because of that freeze passive right there. And why am I having such a big issue with Yumeko? Yumeko means that Plarium acknowledges the fact of this, and they do it consciously. Okay, they do it consciously because she's not good only when Corrado is with her. She's good without Corrado. You don't need Corrado in your team to make her really good. This part of the passive is okay, but it's nothing too crazy. Okay, it's nothing too crazy that you'll need to have Corrado with her for the both of them to be great together, and for her, you know, kit to be insanely good. She's still very good even without Corrado. Why I'm having this difficulty is not so long ago we had introduction of 2 void legendary champions. We had Vlad, and then we also had Constantine. Okay, Vlad was a fusion champion, which I accept him being not the best void legendary out there because it would have made it crazy. Although we did have Torment as a void legendary fusion, although that was a very difficult fusion, Vlad wasn't so difficult. It still is a void legendary that is subpar compared to many others. The void legendaries are clearly better legendaries than the normal legendaries, I would say, as the majority of teams and accounts out there focus on getting as many of the void legendaries as possible. And only specific ones of the normal legendary, okay, the normal affinities. So having your CPs, having your warlords, your necrets, and all those champions just takes your account to the next level. The Krisks, you guys know them, all right? The problem with it is champions like Constantine and Vlad actually, who are just subpar. They're not right there where they should be in terms of usefulness, and that's where the gap is introduced with the game. Okay, you add void legendary champions to the game that are crazy good. Power creep exists, so players want to get that champion. You increase spending for that, but you also increase the pool of legendaries with Constantine and Vlad. And that's my biggest issue with this. I think Plarium is doing a big mistake by constantly introducing champions with such power when we have already, you know, 600 plus champions in the game. And it's going to be causing an issue with players who just cannot keep up. You're going to have the long time players quitting the game. I think the whales will, of course, whale out because they don't care about money. We had a recent example of the guy who obviously is like a millionaire or something, and he pulled an insane amount of ancients to get multiple copies of Kalmar. He got like 8 or 10. And this is another example of my problem with this. Of course, it's a gacha game, and you want to be introducing games. I'm looking at it from Plarium's side, but introducing champions like this, which have multiple kits together. So immunity right here, perfect veil, which also is a damage reduction buff, the increased cooldowns, decreased cooldown skill, the hex, plus the chance to transfer at least on the A2, the A1 that steals Terminator. So she does have an insane kit. Even the aura is pretty good. It's an all accuracy aura for battles. So I think it's one of the problems that will be becoming more frequent, I think, in the future. I think we're gonna be getting more and more of these overpowered champions in between bad champions to increase the pool, while we also have a steady amount of void shards. We have the steady 10x or 2x, even a 10x 2x chance we had on Kymar wasn't enough for players out there to get him you know, reliably. Okay, so this is my biggest issue with this. I don't know how Plarium can change it. I have multiple ideas about that, but I think they won't do it. I think they'll keep at it as long as players keep on spending insane amounts of money to get the next big shiny thing, which is Yumeko, and you will see them. I think the only way to get her is to get lucky, and that's it. However good she is, however fun it is to do a showcase on her, I won't be doing one because it's pointless. At least for my account, it's just pointless to do a showcase at the moment when it is just another overpowered champion, extremely overpowered compared to others that we recently had added to the game. And I'm looking at you, Vlad, and Constantine. I mean, Constantine can be good with some damage gear, but nowhere as close to his kit comparing it to Yumeko, right? Thanks guys for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you do agree with this one, leave it down in the comments below. Share your thoughts on what you think of the power creep introduced into the game. I want to hear all about it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.